All right, guys. I hope each and every one of you is doing well. Uh, you know, um, yeah, I'm doing well. And also, right, you know that what to say, despite all the situation that is taking place, right? Uh, because of the market volatility, right? Sometimes the responsibility, right, on my side uh, is very important, right? Because I have to make sure to safeguard the partner's position. Okay, so especially when come to the copy master. Okay, so that's why you can see that uh, I continuously, communicating in the group, making sure that every one of you is aware, right, what is happening, and I think you are getting probably mostly real time updates with the market situation. Okay, the only problem is that when people when those in the group don't have a habit to actually uh, periodically or regularly monitor the messages, and some people who are new are not even added into the group, you miss out, right? You will miss out of important updates. So and I do have few of them who are not in the group. They are not being added because please understand, these are not public groups, so you cannot search or you cannot even join, right? Because no one has the link, so you can only be added. So because this is a private group, and I don't want Tom, Dick, and Harry to be there, and then they start to spam the group and then try to so we don't want those kind of things to happen, right? Because we want to protect our team, all right? So so just take note of that, okay? So if you are not added, then you have to reach out to your upline, to those who have actually requested you to join, and then they have to get back, to me or to the support with your Telegram, with your BitGet users detail, okay? And so if you are copying, right, then only you will be added. If you have the intention to join, just forget about it, okay? So if you have already paid and you already copied, okay, and you want to, and your bot already start to run, or your copy trading already started, then please make sure, okay, you have to provide me with your BitGet user so that I can verify that you have already copied. Number two is that we need your Telegram username, right, or your Telegram ID, and high likely your contact number in case we cannot find your Telegram ID, all right? So this could be important information that you need to inform to your downline. Okay, don't just bring them in and then you don't bother about getting them into the group, then they miss out, all right? Because sometimes even you are not free to actually monitor, right, what the updates that I'm actually putting up in the group. All right, so this is my biggest concern, okay? Because when you are not uh when you are not monitoring some of these important messages at important event of the market, it may actually have an implication to your position. Can you see that? So please, okay, be very careful, because this is a very volatile market we are involved. And when come to futures trading, leverage trading, right, it is highly volatile, it is highly risky, right? So no matter how risky or volatile, we are doing our very best to safeguard our users position. Okay, so that's the reason why instructions and information that I'm sharing, right, is very, very critical, okay, for the team, okay, to adhere to, right? First of all, okay, as usual, I want to thank each and every one of you for being part, of this wonderful journey. As usual, right, first week and the third week is our AMA session. So today we're going to basically, cover a few important aspects of this AMA session, right? Now, the important topics that I want to cover, definitely the first thing, I want to give you an update of the market. At the moment, right, there are uncertainty. Investors, brokers, hedge fund. Now, a lot of these groups, okay, the institution, the whales, there are a lot of uncertainty, right? And one of the major uncertainty is created because of the tariff, right? Because of the tariff, and also, right, today is a very important, I think this week, right, throughout the week is a very important week, and tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow we have the job data. All right, so anything is possible, and with the market that is currently a bearish sentiment, right? So I want to give you an update what is really happening, what can we look forward, okay, with this market condition, so that you are prepared. Okay, that's the most important thing, right? So come on, guys, please understand that the way how JD Wealthmaker is formatted is completely different. Those of you who are in the group, you are getting foresight of the market even before things happen. So a lot of those predictions or a lot of the foresight that has been shared actually is playing out. So this is what makes it difficult, all right, for our community compare you being part of any other group. Okay, now please understand that we are not giving you a lagging or a past information. All right, I always give you what is going to happen next, and I'm preparing you mentally to be ready. And also, right, you have to be ready with, if you are doing copymaster, you have to be ready because you are the one who is managing the fund. I am not managing your fund. So this is the reason why, right? I think I'm doing my very best to give you real-time updates and also preparing you for what is going to happen next. Okay, so that is the reason why you have to be attentive. You have to at least, make it a point to follow up, some of the important messages that has been shared in the group. All right, so this is very, very important. Okay, this is what makes JD Wealthmaker community different. All right, please understand that. So next, I want to share the October 2025 full result. These are 31 days result. So let's look at the real result. Okay, and I'm going to use our R&D bot, which we never alter, we never do anything. We just basically follow everything accordingly as the user. All right. Next, I want to give you important announcement for JDXBOT so that you are ready with some of the upgrade enhancement that we are doing, preparing for the next volatile market. Because I believe, right, this month, okay, this month moving towards December, market can be very, very volatile. Okay, because we have two biggest segment of the group, right? One is already believing that the top is already in and bearish is a bear market has already started. We have another group that still believe that there's going to be an all-time high. All right, so we have two segment of group here, okay, in this open market, okay. So because of that, I believe things can be very, very volatile, and I want to prepare you, and I want to prepare, JDXBOT, JDXBOT towards this volatile market that we could be expecting. Just recently, you saw, right, market drop about 10 to 11,000 points, okay, in just 2 days. Now, this is going to be normal. Right, this is going to be normal. That's why we designed JDXBOT, in such a way so that it can actually withstand, okay, this kind of situation, okay. All right, then I'm going to give important instruction. If you are part of JDXCopyMaster or you're going to be part of JDXCopyMaster, these are important instruction that I have to, share with you today. And thereafter, if you have any Q&A, all right, we will have the question and answer session. If you have any comments, any inputs from your side, it will be really great, okay, to hear your point of view, your experience, your journey, right, with JD Wealthmaker, especially JDXBOT and also JDXCopyMaster, okay. All right, now, the first thing that I want to do is to bring you into the market, okay. Let's just take a look at the market, okay. That will be very, very critical, right? Now, as many of you remember, right, I just want to basically look into the chart. As many of you remember, I did update it to you, right? What am I anticipating, right? And remember, right, I did share with you this descending, right? This what I call a megaphone pattern, right? Where you have this uptrend, okay, this uptrend over here, and also the downtrend. And I told you, right, that we are expecting for the market to actually come down, right? So I did mention to you the market to come down, but we are not so clear, right, where the market is going to go when it comes down, right? But this is something that we have already anticipated to take place, and it has been playing out. Okay, now, some of the important points, okay, that we need to really watch, and what am I expecting to happen next, okay? Now, if we look back, okay, if I bring you back all the way, right, let's have a very, very macro perspective first, right? Now, the all-time high December 2017, right? If we take this and we connect the all-time high of April 2021, currently, right, if you look at where we are at about 126, is actually connecting to the historical all-time high, all right? So the biggest question to many people now is that, is this the all-time high for this cycle? Okay, is this the all-time high? And as the bear market already started, this is the biggest question. That's why I told you, right? We can have two segments of the group of people, right, in this market, where one believes that the bear market already started, where another one still hoping that the all-time high will hit about 150,000 or so, right? So we have these two group of people. Now, the institution definitely wants to see an all-time high. Now, this could be a massive manipulation by the institution, okay, to basically sell, as I mentioned to you, to basically sell so that they can basically scoop at the bottom. And then they're going to push the price up and liquidate all the retails that are coming in. Now, I did warn, right, the retail, I did warn and mention to you that the retails or those who are going in at this level, they're going to regret. Okay, because if you are buying at this level, then now you will be at a massive loss. Okay, this is a massive drop, right? 126,000, and we have actually touched about 98,950. Okay, so now what am I really anticipating on the downside, right? On the downside is that we still have not touched the 98,000 yet. So there could be a possibility that we could see a rebound, a temporary rebound, and then we could see the price comes back to retest the 98. Now, if 98 doesn't hold, the next level is 95. And this is going to be a very, very critical level. All right? Why? Now, if you look into the same historical, right? If you look into the bottom, right? The bottom, and if you just take this bottom, all right, all the way, right? We have this important level, which is at around 95. It can even probably go to about 92,000. So 92 to about 95, okay? All right, this is the range that we are looking at if the 98 cannot hold and the price further go down. Now, 92, because we still have a CME gap, okay, that has not been filled yet. So as I mentioned to you guys, please understand that sooner or rather later, the CME gap will be still filled. So the CME gap is there. Some of the CME gap at the earlier, right, is already filled. So we have a CME gap at about 92,000. Now, so you can see, right, the recent drop from 110 to about 9, that's about 11,500. Okay, great. JDXBOT has no problem. We withstand the drop. JDXCopyMaster, those of you who adhere to the auto top-up, you also withstand. There is no problem. But those who never take my instruction and never listen to the auto top-up, God bless you, right? Because some of you, I think one account got liquidated. So as I mentioned to you, right, if you don't listen, you do your own stuff, then you take the responsibility for it. All right? So this is the very important thing that I need to stress again and again. All right? Again and again, because please understand. See, the market drops, we have no control over it. Even if the market goes up, we have no control over it. But sometimes the market drops because of manipulation. So for example, right, Ether was hacked. So when Ether was hacked, we open Bitcoin and Ether. When Ether was hacked and Ether price goes down, it will pull your available balance down. And because of that, your auto top-up triggers. So now, no one anticipated that Ether balancer, right? Balancer protocol will be hacked. So no one. That's why I told you, right? There are uncertainty in the market that sometimes we don't know, right? But we anticipate. So that's the reason why, okay, the auto top-up is very, very critical. right? It's very, very critical. Okay, so if you don't have enough fund, please don't get involved. Simple as that. All right, if you only got $50 and you want to try JDXBOT, I would advise you don't get involved. So if you can make the available fund ready, right, then you come on board. All right, so these are important insights. Okay, so on the downside, okay, we have 98, 95, 92. Now, the danger if 92 doesn't hold, all right, the danger if 92 doesn't hold, then we go to 74, which is 75,000, right? So this is basically what to say, unimaginable levels. Okay, please understand that. Okay, everyone who comes into crypto, they think that, for example, right, 126,000, and no one ever imagined or even believed that Bitcoin can actually correct to 98,000. No one believed that. So some people look into our JDXBOT position and they think that there is no way market can go back and take the profit. But it happened. Am I right? Most of the positions are closed. So even the reason why, right, we see that market move about close to 94,000 yesterday, right? Market move about 94,000, 104,000, and we saw that quite a number of those positions already closed. Some of your entry price can be above 104, can be above 105, I think some even 106. So you have to wait. You see that? You have to wait. So because different bots have different entry price, right? So this is an important insight that I have to, or else you'll be asking me a question, right? Why my USDT closed and my USDT closed and my USDC still open? Look at the entry price. Because as I mentioned to you, right, that's why we have 3 bots, because every asset, every strategy, the price action and the liquidity is different. So just because you close your USDT doesn't mean your USDC will close or your BTC will close. Probably your BTC entry price is different compared to, compared to USDT. Even the DCA, right, can be different between one bot to another bot. So this is why we always advise you 3 bots, right, rather than going for 1 bot or 2 bots. Okay, so this is a very important information and insight that you need to know. Okay, now on the upside, right, at the moment, right, if we look on the upside, all right, we can see that, okay, this level about 104, right, 104,500 is rejected. All right, so I'm expecting, right, if the market is going to go up, all right, if we're going to see a rebound, then the important level for Bitcoin to break is around 105, 106. If Bitcoin can go up above 106, we could probably see 108. Okay, and then after we will have the new target, right? But at the moment, right, Bitcoin is still struggling and moving sideways, right? On the hourly, we are still moving sideways. There is not much movement. So this is common. This is very common. Whenever you see a massive downtrend, it will take some time because there must be a money flow, right? So at the moment, we can see on the hourly, the money flow is already rising. Okay, on the 4 hourly, we can see the money flow is coming down. All right, coming down. It can be slowly rising. We don't know. We need to wait for the momentum. All right. So on the hourly, we can see. So, but what I believe is that tomorrow will probably be very critical because tomorrow we have the unemployment rate, non-farm payroll. So this is where we will see whether the market will hold or not. Okay, so this is important. Now, the other important insight is that the confidence level of the investors, right? This can be affecting the price of the stock and also the crypto market. Now, if we look at the issue here, right? I think the biggest issue that is causing the market to tremble is the Trump tariff. So you can see that since Trump tariff come on board, the market is completely uncertain. Okay, although yes, the stock market has been going up, but the corrections are very painful. All right. So now, what we are seeing, for example, like today, right? The Supreme Court basically is deciding whether Trump tariff is legal or illegal. That's the biggest question, right? So the investors, the institutions, they are very unclear, uncertain what will be the decision. But looks like even the Supreme Court, okay, may not have much to say about Trump tariff, whether it is legal or illegal. All right, now, the implication of this, right? The implication of this is that if Supreme Court fail to uphold and say that Trump tariff is illegal and Trump has to stop, and then they have to actually refund all the country back, it is going to be a bad news, right? The market can crumble. This is where massive crash can happen. Or on the other hand, if the Supreme Court cannot have any case against Trump tariff and tariff continues, then we could see a massive uptrend, okay, of the stock market and also the crypto market. So please understand that the crypto market is closely correlated with Bitcoin. Anything happen to the stock market, you will see the risk on assets such as Bitcoin, okay, will be affected. Okay, so this is very important determination to the confidence of investors. Whether the investors are going to invest or not, or they're going to cause the money to flow, or they are now they are moving their money back into USD. That's why you can see that US dollar has started to strengthen, right? USD, right? So if you look into the USD, all right, we have started to see the USD started to strengthen, right? So now, if USD started to strengthen, this is a opposite correlation, right, to Bitcoin, right? So when USD is going up, that means money now moving from Bitcoin or from crypto into the US dollar, all right? So this is something need to be watched, okay? So, and also the USDXY, can you see that? So now, if DXY goes up, you can see that's why Bitcoin came down. But this past 2 days, right, I think even today we start to see DXY probably is coming down, and high likely we could see a relief and a temporary recovery for Bitcoin. So that's the reason why, right, I told you that I'm expecting at least, right, Bitcoin to go back to at least 106. Okay, if Bitcoin can reclaim 106, then it is basically good. But thereafter, we could probably see another massive dump taking place. All right. So this is how crypto market works. As I mentioned to you, right? Whatever that goes down will have to go up, correction, or whatever that goes up will have to come down to make some correction. Right. Now, on another note, right? Why I'm saying that there's going to be some kind of correction, because the fear and greed index is already moving from extreme fear to fear. So that means, right, when it is already at the extreme fear, right, normally if it's below 20, then you will start to see buyers are coming on board and they will start to buy. And if it is greed, then you can see that, okay, when it is already greed above 80 or above 70, then you start to see the sellout. So this is another indication that I believe that we could probably see some kind of recovery before the next crash or the next, correction downward. Okay. So I hope, all right, this gives you insight, okay, because these are important. This is why, right, if you can understand the market, all right, if you can understand the market, and if you have this foresight, of what is going to happen, whether upside or downside, you can prepare yourself. Okay, so this is the reason why I am sharing with you guys the market, the market condition and the market scenario, and giving you not the hypothesis to support, my prediction or my, view of the market. So this will then help you to prepare. So you know that, okay, if the market is going to drop, then if I am in JDXCopyMaster, I have to make sure that I have sufficient fund in my spot wallet for auto top up. Because anything can happen, right? I never promise you guys that you will never get liquidated. I never. Okay, because there can be market manipulation beyond our control. All right. So, and we must be ready for that. Okay, so this is important. Okay, so that's why I'm sharing with you the market condition. to keep you, ahead of time. Okay, so this is important. Okay, now I hope you are blessed, okay, with this kind of insight. Okay, because you see, yes, it's true. There are so many influencers are talking about Bitcoin, but they can have a biased view because everyone wants Bitcoin to go to $1 million. But that is not where we are looking at. We want to look at the real market perspective. What is actually driving, all right, the movement of the price in the market and the money flow. That is important, okay? And we want to have an honest opinion on both sides, not biasing whether down or up. We want to have opinion on both sides. So this is important, right? So that we are not biased. So we have clarity of what the market, what is going to happen, so that we are prepared down. We are also prepared on the upper side. Okay, please understand that. Okay, so I hope you are blessed with this insight. Is there any questions on the market before we move on? Any question? Any one of you would like to ask me any question? Anyone? Okay, all right. So if there's no question, let's now, okay, move on to the next topic, right? Which is going to be exciting because I believe that, okay, many of our community member, right, they want to know the status of JDXBOT so far after the new strategy, right? So that's going to be very, very critical. Now, so the next topic, right, will be the JDXBOT October 2025 results, okay? Now, if we look, right, this is, I think, the first time ever in the history of JDXBOT since November 2023, right, when we started the beta testing. I think this is a remarkable milestone because October is actually one of the best months ever we have ever experienced. All right. So I am grateful. Okay, as I mentioned to you, right, I'm always grateful to God for the wisdom, all right, for the strategy that He has revealed to us, and also, right, I'm really grateful to everyone who is currently part of JDXBOT. Because you need to, if you don't believe in what we are doing, you won't be part of it. Now, despite all the challenges, despite all the, all the difficulties that we went through, right? You stayed true and you were faithful. You continue to trust in what we are doing and you continuously giving us the support, right? So I think this is a huge gift, right? Huge gift to the community, especially those of you who are part of JDXBOT, all right? Now, if we look, right, first thing first is the USDT, right? Let me show you the USDT performance, okay? Now, if you look into the USDT performance, for the whole 31 days, right? Although the bot may not run for 31 days, if you look for the month of October, right? The bot ran only 12 days. Can you see that? 12 days, that is it. So there can be floating. The days that are not to say the bot didn't run, the bot is running, but it can be floating because these are 12 days recorded results. So that means is the day when the bot actually closes. All right. So these are the results you are seeing when the bot closes. Okay. Please understand that. So this account, the capital is 1,000. The realized profit is $481, which is about 48.2%. Now the net profit is 75% goes to our partners. All right. So means our partners made about 361. In this case, this is a JDWEALTHMAKER R&D bot, about $361, and the net profit is 36%. This is honestly, okay, this is beyond my imagination because I think this is probably too good to be true, right? But unfortunately, this is the real result, so we can't do anything about it. Okay, this is the real result from JDXBOT for the USDT strategy. Okay, so that's why, right? Some people will not believe this result, but please understand, guys, this result is the actual trading analysis that you get from BitGet, not from us. All right, JDXBOT only manages your strategy, but the result is recorded, okay, and it is fully transparent, cannot be altered, cannot be manipulated. So what you see is what you see. That is it. All right. So this is awesome, right? I think this is just awesome because at the end of it, these are amount that you have already secured. Can you understand me? That means that if I lose 1,000 today, I have already secured 361. Can you see that? So the more I can secure, because this profit is already transferred into my spot wallet. All right, so this is awesome, right? So this is for USDT, okay? Now let's go for USDC. Now USDC, the capital is 500. So we are actually doing an R&D for 1,500 and 200. Next month, all our bots will be 1,000. Okay, but this October, it actually helps us to understand, to see, how the different asset for each of the bots is actually performing. Right? So USDC is 500. The realized profit is about 183. Okay, and then the net profit. Now, please understand, realized profit means profit after deducting BitGet fees. So BitGet always have a maker fees and taker fees, and funding fees, right? So all the fees after deduction is what we will actually get the realized profit. Now, from the realized profit, there will be a profit sharing between partners and JDXBOT strategy, right? So this is where our partners will actually earn 75% net profit. So for this 500 account, that is $137, and the net profit is around 27.5%. Now, these are clean profit, okay? Clean money that is already secured in my spot wallet. Isn't that amazing? All right. Now, let's go to Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, our capital is 200. Our realized profit is $51, which is 25%. And our net profit is about $38, which is about 20%. Now, please understand, okay? Market is coming down, so your Bitcoin value is dropping. So that's why we can see 19%. By right, if you take the USD value of the Bitcoin, it could be even much greater. So at the moment, right, we have Bitcoin, which is accumulated when the price went down. So that means if I hold this Bitcoin and wait for the price to return to 110, the amount in USD value can be even much greater. So this amount can even be 40 or 50%, high likely. But nevertheless, we use the actual data that we have from BitGet. Okay, so it depends if you are selling it or swapping it now, or you are holding the Bitcoin and wait for the price to go up before you convert it into USDT and realize a much greater gain. Now, this is the beauty of running a BTC bot, okay? Because you are earning real Bitcoin. So the real amount of Bitcoin is actually sitting in my spot wallet. I can hold this Bitcoin as long as I want to, right? Can you imagine that? And then you wait for the price to go up before you actually convert it, okay? Before you actually swap it into USDT and take the profit. All right. So that is how, okay, that is how you play this game. Okay. If you understand. So you are not only earning from JDXBOT, you are also earning from the conversion when the price actually goes up. Okay. So that is awesome. Right. So now let's look into the summary. So if you put up the summary here, right, you can see that, okay, the total performance, the total capital is 1,700. The bot has already delivered a realized profit of 715, which is around 42%. And the net profit at 75%, that is $536. So that simply, okay, that simply translates to 32% in net profit. And that is a daily average of about 1.03%. Wow. Now, that's why I'm telling you guys that I'm grateful to see this number, because this is our what we envisioned when we started to build JDXBOT. As I mentioned to many of you, right? So I really want to see the bot can deliver around 30 to 40% monthly, right? Why? Because my focus is ROI, return on investment, right? How fast can you recover back your capital? Now, if you can recover your capital in 3 to 6 months, right? I think this is a brilliant business model, a brilliant bot that we have here that can change many lives. Because a lot of the investment outside that can't even deliver you 3 to 6 months of your capital. It can even take 10 months or 15 months, right? So the longer you wait, the bigger the risk. So now if we just take, all right, if we just take 32%, and if you look into, right, if your main account, for example, right, please understand 1,700 is the main account. Am I right? It's the main account. So if I have a capital of $1,000 in my main account, probably in my sub account, I have another $1,000. So if I use my main account and calculate the ROI, that at 32%, that means around 3 months plus, right? I would have recovered my main account capital. But for some people, right, they say, no, my capital is not main account. My capital is inclusive my sub account, right? Then it is fine, no problem, right? Now, please understand why we calculate without the sub account, because the sub account is not always used 100%. The sub account sometimes is only used for, if you look, right, some DCAs, only 1 or 2 DCA, and then it closes in profit. So it is not utilized 100%. So that's why we never calculate your sub account. All right, but if your sub account and main account always use 100%, then it is fair for you to calculate, your sub account together as your capital. But for some people, they say, I already allocate my capital. So that means that the money is now sitting there. So that is fine. But despite that, if you take your main account and sub account at 100%, okay? So that means that if my main account is 1,000, my sub account is 1,000, then your ROI will be 3 months, 6 months. Now you tell me, is 6 months good? Even if you include your sub account, I think this is just exceptional, right? This is an exceptional results that we are seeing for the month of October. Now, am I saying that we will make these results for the month of November? No. Okay, so please understand, okay? As I mentioned to you, I think October was probably the worst volatile month. And despite the volatility, number one, positions are safeguarded. Number two, we even made exceptional result. Now, if the market condition continues, right? Now, please understand there are two things, okay, in every kind of trading. Number one is the strategy. So that means that we have one of the best strategy in place, right? JDXBOT strategy, probably one of the best strategy we already have. Now, even if you have the best strategy, you still need the right market condition. So strategy and the market condition actually determines the results or the performance of the bot. Can you see that? The results that you are seeing. So now, looks like we have the match made in heaven for the month of October. We had a good strategy. We had the best condition of the market that actually delivers this result. Now, if this condition continues, right, I think even the month of November, all right, we could probably see similar results as the month of October. All right, so this is the real summary, okay, of the results for the month of October. And I want to congratulate, okay, each and every one of you who are part of JDXBOT, because this is the real result you will probably be making. I don't know your result. Okay, I don't know each individual bot result. I don't have the data. But I know that, based on our data and based on the total realized profit that has been delivered, everyone in JDXBOT would have experienced the same result for the month of October. All right, now, if you look into the total profit that has been delivered, as I mentioned to you, right, this is probably one of the highest profit ever that we delivered to JDXBOT community, right? And that is $71,850. Okay, this is mind-blowing, right? Even when I look into these numbers, right, and with my technical team, it's like, wow, this is mind-blowing because we have never seen, such as this result before, all right? So that's why, guys, I really want to thank God, for what is happening. And we pray that these results will continue. And JDXBOT strategy, will continue to be resilient, safeguarding, our partners' position while delivering, such a remarkable, exceptional result. Okay, so if you can recover your capital, even if you include your sub account, right, and you can recover between 3 to 6 months, that is beyond imagination. All right. So this is an important insight and update just to let you know, our results. But I'm not going to promise you that we will make, such, past performance does not guarantee future results. Always remember that. Okay. But nevertheless, it is, I'm glad and I'm so proud, to share to you guys, okay, this October 2025 results. Okay. All right. Okay, great. Awesome. Okay. Now, to move forward, right, before I allow you guys to ask any question or input from your side, now we finish up this presentation first, okay? Now, these are important announcements, okay, that I have to make for JDXBOT, right? So please take note and please, okay, share this information with your team, right? So that everyone is ready what is going to happen, okay? Now, as I mentioned, right, I think I already put up this note in the group today, all right, this memo in the group. But I just want to make sure that everyone is clear. And those who are watching this video, okay, will also have the same information, okay? Now, what we're going to do is that we are going to basically, currently, right, the main account funding is $200, right? So we have actually done an R&D for $100, and basically it works well. So what we're going to do is that 100 minimum BitGet main futures account funding, and also equal matching of the sub-account requirement for bot activation will be introduced. Okay, so I think this is a powerful move. It's an appropriate move because I know that there is a lot of those who are interested to be part of JDXBOT, but they might not really have, okay, sufficient fund to get involved. Okay, so I think this is going to be a massive offering for those who have been actually waiting. Right now, this will take effect on 14th November 2025. All right, so just take note of that. Now, some of the important insight here, okay, some of the important note is that for all new partners, the minimum funding requirement of $100 will be set for BitGet main futures account, and equal matching amount of $100 will be required for the sub account before bot activation. So moving forward, right, the minimum is actually 100. But your sub account must match 100% to your main account. So that means that moving forward, your main account $100, your sub account must be $100. So no longer $50, no longer 50%. Okay, it is going to be 100% moving forward. Okay, now for the existing members whose bot already active, okay, to align with the new requirement by ensuring the sub account is adjusted to 100% requirement to match the main futures account available fund, right? Now, currently, based on our database, right, I think already 90% of the existing user complied to this. I think some of you even already up to 80% or 90%. So just, you have few more days, right? Just plan, okay? Just plan, to increase your sub account and make sure that your sub account is at 100%. So that means that if your main account is $1,000, your sub account must be minimum 1,000. So now, if from the 40, right, our algorithm identified that your main account is below than 100%, your bot will not be activated. All right, so please take note of this information and make the necessary adjustment, okay, to your fund requirement, because this is going to be critical moving forward. As I mentioned to you, right, November, December, probably even early Q1 of 2026 can be very volatile month. All right. Now, as I mentioned, the objective is that we want to strengthen the bot resilience. It's highly volatile and uncertain market condition moving forward. Because you can see, right, now market can move 10,000 points easily. We don't know, right? With this volatility, it can move 20,000, 30,000. So far, we have already experienced the month of October about 25,000. That was a crazy move, right? And now, just the first week of November, we already see the price drop by around 11,000, right, in just 2 days. So these are very volatile, big ranges of movement of the market. Okay. Now, next, we want to protect partners from potential liquidation risk to preserve the capital. That is our top priority. And also, we want to offer ordinary people to become part of JDXBOT to enjoy extraordinary income, right? So that is the reason why this $100 for the main account funding, okay, will be very critical, because I think this is where our true vision will be, will be fulfilled, right? Because the more people are able to get involved, with a smaller initial startup, I think they will be really blessed, okay, through JDXBOT. Okay. Now, if you look right at the revision of the initial startup cost, right? For the purchase of the strategy plan, no changes. Okay, purchase of the strategy plan, no changes. Okay, no changes. It is still the same. Okay, but please understand that we can increase. Okay, we might be looking into revising the strategy plan. Okay, subscription fees. Okay, moving forward probably next year. So we don't know yet. Okay, but this we are looking towards it. Okay, just take note of that. So if you want to get involved, then make sure, okay, make up your mind, all right, to be part of JDXBOT to enjoy this subscription. So if your subscription has already expired, all right, so you can basically, right, look into, just give me a minute while I'm speaking, okay, I think the bot is, yeah. Okay, all right. So you can look into taking advantage of the subscription. Okay. Now, for the main futures account, as I mentioned to you, it is now revised. For each strategy is 100. Okay, for your main futures account funding. So you got 2 strategies, that will be 200. If 3 strategies, that will be 300. Now, for your sub account, it is no longer 50%. Okay, from 14th of November, it will be basically 100%. So that means that if your main account is $100, then your sub account will be 100%, which is $100. Okay, so just take note of these changes. Okay, the rest of it will still remain the same. So once these changes come into effect, your initial startup costs will be different. Okay, so these are basically minimum startup costs for those who want to come in at the minimum cost. But I know that many of you in JDXBOT, you got $1,000 account, a $5,000 account, your funding, right? Your futures funding. Some even got 10,000, some even got 20,000. So for those of you who got a bigger account, this is not an issue, right? This is basically only for those who are going to start with a smaller amount first, and then later on, they're going to slowly, okay, increase their funding amount. Okay, so just take note. So I hope this insight is helpful. Okay, this information is helpful. So those of you who are new, you want to be part of it, take advantage of this opportunity. Those of you who are already part of JDXBOT, just make sure you plan to make an adjustment to your fund, okay, and get ready, okay, because after once 14 arrive, we will be following this news. So there will be changes to the email notification. We are making, all the necessary, adjustment, okay, preparation towards it. So the notification will change. There are no major changes, basically just the changes with the requirement of the fund. Okay, just take note of that. Okay, great. Okay, now the last but not least is an important instruction for the JDXCopyMaster. So if you are listening to me, okay, if you're watching this video, please take note, because this is a very, very critical, important instruction. All right. So now, the first thing, right, the instruction here is actually related to the auto top-up. Now, I know that I've already emphasized this again and again, but I think I'm going to make it compulsory. All right, the auto top-up to be compulsory because of the severity of the market. All right, now, and also I want to just highlight, okay, strictly do not copy JDXCopyMaster until you are ready to adhere to this instruction. Now, if you are not ready, you don't have the available fund, so you are not ready, I think better don't ever, copy JDXCopyMaster. All right, because I don't want you to get disappointed when you get liquidated. All right, so that I think I want to be very straightforward. Okay, I just want to let you guys know this. Okay, very important, especially if you are new and you want to get involved. All right, so this is important. Okay, now if you look, right, example, right, if you look that due to uncertain market condition, manipulation, hacks, and so on, leading to extreme volatile, partners position may actually pose critical risk of potential liquidation. Now, the manipulation of extreme volatility can be unavoidable and unpredictable, despite even if you have a perfect entry. Now, please understand the copymaster is manual. JDXBOT is 100% algo trading. JDXBOT, I don't control, okay, the algo, because the algo is already built in. But when it comes to the copymaster, I have a free hand to actually do the necessary, entries and so on. So the strategy can be slightly different. All right, so please understand that. Now, so what I would suggest, right, partners are strongly encouraged to enable the auto top-up. I think for everyone's sake, right, it's better you enable the auto top-up, because some of you may be working somewhere. Some of you may be even sleeping when the market is volatile. You may not even be aware if you're going to do it manually. All right, and you're going to probably pose much bigger risk if you manage your top-up manually. All right, now allocate minimum $50 additional. Now, this is for those who are coming in with a $50. Now, the funding requirement for JDXBOT is $50, right? And I mentioned to you that you need another $50 to be available in your spot balance, right? Spot wallet for the auto top-up. So that's why I told you guys, if you don't have $100 minimum, right, to get started, please don't join JDXCopyMaster. All right, please don't join. Okay, simple as that. Okay, don't trouble yourself and don't get disappointed if you get liquidated. All right, because the requirement is you need to have another $50 in your spot wallet. This is applied to those who are coming in with only $50 first. All right, now so if you are coming in, okay, with $50, right? So you set the when available balance fall below. So if you look into your auto top-up, if you tap the add fund, you will see A and B. The A is when available balance fall below. So at 50% of the available balance. So this is the setting, right? I ask you to set. I know some of you never do this. You might set at your own convenience, because I can see some of your available balance are different than the rest. Now, you don't know the problem you are posing to me, because when you don't follow the instruction, it's difficult for me to do the DCA, because the percentage of the DCA now going to vary from one user to another user. I hope you understand me, okay? So that's why sometimes I cannot do anything. I have to just leave as it is, because if I would do something, those of you who got a smaller available balance may get liquidated. So it's not easy, all right? Because I cannot see your available balance. I can only see your assets. Now, so in this example, right, can you see that if I start with a $50, then when my available balance fall at 50% of the available balance, so that means if it fall at 25, right, $25 and below, so means I'm going to key in $25, because that is a 50% of my $50. Now, if funded $50, when balance drop below $25, which is 50%, the auto top-up triggers automatically. Now, the other thing is that you set the automatically transfer from spot, that is B. Now, please understand that when you enable auto top-up will only work with a minimum of $50. That's why I told you, right? If you come with $50, you need another $50 in your spot account. So you can see over here, right? Spot balance. So you must have $50. Okay? So over here, right? You can see that when you have the $50 only, although you have enabled your auto top-up, but if you don't have the $50, it won't trigger. Okay, it will trigger, but you will receive an email from Bigger telling that you don't have sufficient fund for the auto top-up to trigger, for the auto top-up to take place. So don't try to cheat yourself. All right, don't try to lie to yourself. Make sure that if you're going to enable and if you come in with $50, make sure you have a $50 in your spot wallet. Okay, for the auto top up to take place. Now, if you don't have the $50 and the market starts to go down, and I'm keep reminding you in the group, okay, keep notifying, but you are still not doing anything, I assume you are okay with the liquidation. All right. So please don't send ticket to the support why I got liquidated. And so it is your own management of your own fund, and you don't obey to the instruction. That is it. So I am not going to reply. The support is not going to respond to you. Simple as that. Okay. Now, if I see this kind of behavior and attitude, I will remove or delete you from the copymaster. I have a button that I can just delete you forever. Okay, so please, okay, so far, everyone has been adhering to the instruction. I think there's only one user, and even that user, I think, is not in the Telegram group. So I assume the user don't know what is happening. The user may not even, find out what is going on. The user may not really interested, probably just trying, put $50 and see if we become a millionaire tomorrow, right? So, sorry, guys, some of this behavior, right, I can't accept. Right, so I think only one user got liquidated. I think his $50 is gone. All right, that's what I know basically. Okay, so I hope now you understand. Okay, but I'm going to give you. Okay, all right. So now the other thing is that once you have copied, right? Once you have copied, please make sure you send email at copymaster@jdwealthmaker.com to request to be added into JDXCopyMaster private Telegram group. Now, if you are someone who introduced your friend, please make sure that your friend is added into the group. All right? You can either reach out to me, okay, with his BitGet user's detail, because I need to know his BitGet username to confirm that he already copied. All right, I don't want anybody to come in because he's going to copy. I'm not interested with those who has the intention. I'm only interested with those already copied and you got the proof of their BitGet username, because I can then counter check whether the copy is already enabled. Next, I need their Telegram username or their QR code, right? And also possibly their contact number, so that I can even search them through the Telegram through their contact number. Then they will be added, because it's a private group. No one can join in because you guys got no link to join in. Okay, so please take note. Okay, or if you are listening to me and you are part of JDXCopyMaster and you are not in the Telegram group yet, please reach out. Okay, send an email and we will respond to you and we will get the information that is needed. All right. Okay, so that is a very, very important compulsory information, okay, that I have to relay. So as I mentioned, guys, just one more time, all right? If you are not ready, you don't have the fund, just forget about joining JDXCopyMaster, because don't ever disappoint yourself and then you have a wrong perception about John David and JDXCopyMaster because you get liquidated. Okay, so please understand that, okay? Because please understand, from day one, I already told you, I never promised that you won't get liquidated. Number two, I never promised that you will get a fixed return. Okay, and also at the moment, right, you can see that JDXCopyMaster is still floating. And some of you is asking question, why I'm not seeing profit every day? Did I promise you that I'm going to give you profit every day? No. All right, so if the positions are still floating, then you have to wait patiently until those positions are closed. Profits are already locked. The unrealized profit is there, but it is not released by BitGet yet until all the positions are closed. Please understand that. The profit are there, but you cannot see. But I can see your profit from my back office, right? I can see. All right, but the thing is that you cannot see yet because your available balance can be down. You will see unrealized is in red. So you are thinking now you are at loss. You are not at loss. You are just actually unrealized loss, which is basically floating. Okay, I hope that is clear. Okay, all right, now let me give some recommendation. Okay, now this is the auto top up practical recommendation. If you have a $50 account, okay, versus those who have $100 and above. So let me just give you the difference here. I hope you will try to catch and understand. Okay, now, if you have a $50 account, right? So let's say, right, you start with an available balance of $50. All right, your spot wallet, you must have $50. So means total you have how much? 100. Then you get started with JDXBOT. Now, when available balance drop by 50%, so you set your auto top up $25, right? So when it reached $25, auto top up $50. So what is the amount that is top up? $50. Now, what will be your available balance now? 75, right? Because $25 is floating, you only have $25 left, and the auto top up trigger. So $50 now goes back into your available balance. So your available balance now how much? $75. Now, did you lose the $25? No, it is there, but it is floating. So now, your total investment is how much? $100. Okay? And do you have available spot balance? Zero, right? Because you already used that $50 through the auto trigger. So your available balance is zero. So that means if the market further goes down, you could probably get liquidated. But so far, right? So far, I have never seen anyone got liquidated if they put an auto trigger of $50 at 50%. So far, no. Because why? I have an R&D copy here, which is $50, and that $50 didn't get liquidated at all because it triggers at 50%. So I have the worst case scenario of the copy master here with $50. All right. So if my $50 doesn't get liquidated, I don't believe any one of you will get liquidated. So the one that got liquidated, that means that they did not adhere to the instruction of the auto top up at 50%. Simple as that. Okay. Now, let me just also give you a recommendation for those who have above $100 or more. All right. Now, this is the best. Okay. This is the best. If you want to be part of JDXCopyMaster, I think 100 and above is the best. Now, let me teach you something here. Now, let's say, right, I start with an available balance of $100. Now, for $100, remember, I told you my spot wallet also must be $100, right? So if I start with $1,000, then my spot will be $1,000. So if I start with $10,000, then my spot is also $10,000. So total is how much? $20,000. So in this example, my total is $200. Now, when available balance drop by 50% at $50, I auto top up $50 instead of $100, right? Because the minimum auto top up is how much? $50. So I don't have to top up $100. I only have to top up $50. So that means my available balance now is how much? Is $100, right? Because $50 has been used and I have a balance of 50 and then I auto top up another 50. So means my available balance will be 100. Now, my total investment is how much? 150, right? Because I started with $100 and I auto top up $50. So my total investment is 150. Now, do I have a balance in my spot wallet? Yes, I have a balance of another $50. Isn't that amazing? So that means even if the price goes even further down, I have another $50 to auto top up, right? Can you see that? But please understand that when you did the 50%, right? When you did the 50% auto top up, right? Now your total amount in your available balance is how much? Is 100. You see that? It's 100, right? So now, it's 100 back, right? So if it goes down to 50%, another $50, then another top up will trigger. Can you see that? So now, please understand, with the second recommendation of above $100 account, it is almost impossible for you to get liquidated. Because for JDXCopyMaster account, okay, the master account that I am managing is basically following this recommendation because I'm not using 50. All right, but a test bot that I have, a test account that I have the 50. Why? So that I know what is happening to my users, right? To my partners who are copying me. You see that? So that's why I told you, right? My $50 account, by triggering at 50%, did not get liquidated. How can your account got liquidated? And everyone else's account didn't get liquidated because high likely you follow the instruction. So means only those who didn't follow the instruction actually got liquidated. Okay, so please take note. Because you see, if the price further dropped to 95,000, I believe those of you with a $100 account, probably you will survive. But those of you with a $50, you can high likely get liquidated. If you don't either activate your auto top up again or manually you have to top up. All right, so you have to be very, very careful and be watchful of this, okay? Because I can only tell you what I know. Okay, I can only tell you because of my experience in this industry in trading. So I know exactly what can happen if you are not ready. All right, so that's why I told you guys, the success of trading is 90%, 80 to 90% is wallet management. All right, because anything can happen in the market. If you manage your wallet well, you have, available balance and you have sufficient fund in your spot wallet, you are fine. Okay, but if you just come in just to try out and you think $50 you can grow to 100,000 and so on, yes, you can. But in the event the market is manipulated, high likely, right, you can get liquidated. All right, so please be very, very careful. Okay, all right. Now, the other thing, right? The other thing that I also want to remind the users, right? Now, I am with the opinion that the auto profit taking is not required. Okay, so you may not really need to enable the auto profit taking, because what I notice is that when BitGet do an auto profit taking, your available balance can be reduced. So you have to be very careful. So sometimes you can see you put in 50, but your available balance got 45. All right, which is, I think, the auto profit taking from BitGet formula may be different. So now, my idea is very simple, guys. I work on a weekly, right? So I try to close, I'm trying to close the position within the 5 days so that Saturday and Sunday, you can do your transfer to the spot wallet and adjust back your fund. Okay, but this week I couldn't do because market actually went down, right? So means that even during the weekend, we were still floating. So if we have to be floating to safeguard the position, we will continue to float. No problem about it. Okay, but when the market reverse and I close it, means all your profit will come back to your available balance, and then you can actually readjust back your fund, and then you can start back the copy trading. Okay, so I would advise, right, you can disable the auto profit because the auto profit may not even work. Okay, if the positions are floating, it may not even work. Okay, so please understand, because it will only work when all the positions are closed. Okay, so please understand that. Okay, great. So I hope, right? I hope today's AMA session is helpful. There are a lot of things that I just want to make sure that I cover because these are important insight to help you, all right, to assist you and to facilitate you. Okay, all right. Now let me just see some questions in the chat, and if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to ask because these are very important clarification that you may need. Okay. Okay, let me just see. Does it mean even for existing partners if sub account does not match main account? Yes, you are right. You are right. Okay. So moving forward from the 14th, right? If your main account, if your sub account doesn't match your main account, your bot will not be activated. Once we take the profit and we want to restart your bot may not be restarted. Okay, take note. Regarding the message from BitGet on the introduction of a new API, how will this affect? So far, based on my technical team, it may not affect the user. It is only will affect us, okay, as the broker who is providing the API, who is actually using the API services from BitGet. Okay, but nevertheless, we have not concluded the study yet. So the technical team is studying the necessary, and then we will advise you, okay, if anything need to be done. As I mentioned to you, right, in today's update in the group, no action required from your side until we give you further instruction. Okay, so I hope that clears that questions over there. Okay, all right. Anyone else have any other questions, any input, any comment? Please feel free to ask. Yes, Obong, please go ahead. Yes, unmute yourself, please. Yes, please unmute yourself.
Can you hear me, Doctor? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I'm using two devices because network has been off and on. Dr. JD, looking when I looked at my BitGate BitGate setting for October to check the results, honestly, I that is I am proud. I am happy that I was disturbing you to produce this board. 6 good times on this global Zoom meeting was a fruitful initiative. When I look at the profit that I had in October, unbelievable. What you just shared is the truth. Exactly what I have. Exactly, depending, because it varies from people's investment. Unbelievable. So for me, I'm very happy that this board is going to empower ordinary people to generate extraordinary income. Like I told you, just get ready. We will bring you to Nigeria. I think I've told you that. Let's look at next year. We'll bring you to Nigeria because when someone is honest, dependable, straightforward in whatever he's doing, that's how it should be. So personally, I'm very, very happy this is happening. And I would say, don't forget the DCA board. I still have two requests. The DCA board and the swapping board. Please don't forget. While at least we've gotten this 100%, so don't forget that one. Then another thing I need to add is when you are working on the getting started, I would love you to include the sharing is 75 25. So I would love you to include the 25%, so that whoever is coming in newly will know that apart from what you have just explained, he needs to know that 25% of the total will have to be in the JDXBOT strategy wallet, so that when its own 75% is when the board closes and transfer the 75% for the partners to spot wallet, you should be able to also deduct your 25% at the JDXBOT. So any new partner needs to know that, because it's not included in this presentation. So when you are adjusting the getting started page, you need to include that, so that they will know. Let them not think it's just what you have explained. They should know that they will have to also, when they are gaining their 75%, the 25 needs to also go to JD Wealth Maker. So I needed to mention that, so that you include that. So I really appreciate what you are doing. Please, no distraction. You always say 3P. First is patience, passion, and practice, and we are following that. I just pray that God will give you more grace to keep doing what you are doing, which is empowering ordinary people to generate extraordinary income. I really appreciate what you are doing endlessly. I had to share my result with some of my colleagues, at work. I said, can you imagine what I'm having for Jesus just October? So unbelievable. And you being passionate about people's partners' capital is key. Because I can see even the JDXCopyMaster you've just talked about, you are still insisting on people following instructions so that their capital will be intact. And that is how it should be. That's how it should be. So for me, I'm very happy that you are particular about our capital, the partners' capital should remain where it should be. So I'm also happy dropping the from $200 to $100. That's 100, so that at least a lot of people will be able to come in. At least now a lot of people will be able to come in. I really appreciate that you listening. Taking all our own suggestion, and for me, I am very, very happy. I'm very, very happy. This board is doing great, and please keep doing what you know how to do best. God bless you and your family. And I love all the advice you've been giving us, so many. Like I always say, now you are talking about XRP. Team, please, if you have money, go and buy XRP. Doctor recommended it. When he asked us to buy Bitcoin, Bitcoin was 30,000. At least I would have gotten a quarter as at that time, but I didn't. Look at me, Bitcoin getting to 124, 126, So whatever recommendation he is giving us, please, team, let's try our best to follow. He knows why he's telling us, and we won't regret it, as we can see. So I really appreciate JD. God bless you. Please keep doing what you know how to do best. God bless you. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you, team.
All right, awesome to hear that from Obong. Yeah, just to keep you guys updated, just to keep you guys an insight right now. Please understand that we have the profit sharing of 75-25, right? 25%. Now, if you look, you see the reason why, if you look into the initial startup cost table that I put up there, you will see that the initial, for the bot to get activated, initial you need $30 or more, right? But if you look over there, right, we have actually added that you need to thereafter maintain 30%, roughly about 30% from your total funding amount every month. Monthly 30%. So now you look, right, in the month of October, we made about 32%. So that means if your funding is $1,000, you will make about how much? You will make about 30%, right? So let's say, right, we take 30%. The October is 30%. So if your main account is $1,000, that means you will actually make about $300 in profit. Now, from the $300, can you allocate 30% to the strategy wallet? That's all. How much is that? Is that a lot? It's not a lot, right? So it means you allocate 30% of your 30% profit for that month. All right, so it means 30%, right? Let's do a calculation. So if you make $300 times 30%, means you need to set aside $90, right? Which is 30%. Or if you say you want to set aside 25%, it's up to you. But let's just do 25 to 30. Okay, let's do 30% because you don't want the fund to drop below $10, right? Then you get deactivated, right? So you allocate 30%. So that means for every $100 profit you make in a month, $30 you allocate in your strategy wallet. Simple as that. So now, roughly, right? Roughly, I know. So if every month I make 30% profit. So if I have a $10,000 account, 30% will be $3,000. So from the $3,000, I need to allocate 30%, okay, to my strategy wallet. That's all. So you see, if you allocate every month, you don't have problem to keep topping up. You get me, right? So roughly now you know, right? You're going to make about 30% every month in terms of your net profit. You see that? So easy to calculate now, right? So from the 30%, you allocate either 25 or 30% for your strategy wallet. Simple. Okay? So I hope that gives you an understanding, right? Because the thing is that we don't have the real data. Now we have the real data, so we roughly know. So we will monitor the month of November and December and see whether is it average 30%. If you are making average about 30% or more every month, then it is confirmed. So means if you have $1,000 in your main futures account, $1,000 will deliver you every month about $300. Is that good? So from the $300, you allocate 30% in your strategy wallet. Simple as that. Okay, so don't take that $300 and eat everything, because that 300 will be in your spot wallet, right? Remember, don't forget JDXBOT strategy fee. Okay, some people, they eat everything, then they forgot JDXBOT strategy fee. Don't do that. So if you do it every month, you don't need to worry to top up the whole month, right? You only top up at the end of the month. But the thing is that because you don't understand, or because we don't have the data, you are trying to top up every time it closes, and then your strategy wallet become insufficient. It is too late. Sometimes your bot get deactivated, and then when you fund back your strategy wallet, you have to wait for your bot to be activated. You might have lost opportunity of that profit. Okay? Yes, please, Awang. I think you are unmuted. Yeah, please.
Nothing, doctor. I think I'm not saying anything again. You just
Okay.
that keep doing what you know how to
Okay,
do
all
best.
right.
God bless you. We really appreciate.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Okay, so I hope you guys understand. Okay, you guys understand now how to how to actually set your strategy wallet, right? Simple, right? So it is all based on the profit that you make for that month. So in this example, we already roughly know now 32%. So let's say 30%, right? So if you have $1,000, 30% is around $300. That is for one bot. If you have 3 bot, let's say 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, that means you're going to make about how much? 300 times 3. That is $900. So from the $900, make sure you allocate 30%, which is $270 into your strategy wallet. Finish. Simple as that. So for the whole month, you don't need to worry about topping up because you already prepared the $270 in your strategy wallet. Clear? Okay, so that is how you do it. Yes, Aruna, please unmute yourself.
Good afternoon from Nigeria.
Yes, good day
Can
to
you
you.
hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I want to support the Professor Obon. He spoke. He said, I'm strongly in concord of what he's trying to say. I'm greatly supporting him because he's our leader in this Nigeria. Is our leader, and I want to appreciate you the way you cut off the registration and the strategy fee that minimum is $100 and you cut off it, and the people will be, even my people here, they will appreciate it because sometimes they do complain the money is too much. I know the reason why they are saying the money is too much is because of the exchange rate of our currency here. Sometimes if you convert it, it's a big amount of money in the country. But when you compare it to the other country, it's not like that. So we really appreciate what you are doing, and we really appreciate what you are doing. We encourage our people to come in. That's why we teach them, we coach them, and by the time they see it reality, most especially this making provision of safeguarding the position and safeguarding the capital. Really, we are very happy. Really, we are very happy. In fact, some people paid money somewhere else to be getting this knowledge, but we are getting it free. I think it's a very welcome idea, and really appreciate. We are praying for you, and I'm still in support of Obon. that one day you'll be in this country, one day you'll be in Nigeria. And I pray so, and God will help you, the family, and everybody, and God, the team, and the other people in the whole house. And God will help us all. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you so much. Now, just to add on that, right? You can see, guys. Let me ask you something, right? Do you want something that is cheap, easy to get in, but then your capital is not safeguarded?
No.
Okay, you have to decide. You see, the most difficult thing for any provider who is providing this kind of service, right, is to actually safeguard your capital. So, what do you think the value will be if someone is safeguarding your capital?
It's
Can you understand me? So we try not to increase the value, but we try to just to let you know the responsibility to safeguard the capital is too extensive. The easiest thing to do is get you guys in with whatever amount, get you all liquidated, and we make all the money, and you just cry, right? That is what is happening in most of the program, right? In most of the program, that is what is happening. So for someone to take responsibility and to do our very best. Now, also understand it is not easy to program a bot, an algorithm to safeguard the capital. And you have seen us do this for 2 years, guys. We keep adjusting and adjusting and adjusting, upgrading, enhancing, optimizing the bot. And here we are, we got it. But the thing is that we got it, but so far we have tested for 25,000 points. How if the market move 40,000? We don't know whether it will last. So we have to keep optimizing. You see that? So I pray that the market will not move that big, or else we have to keep optimizing, right? But the other thing that I'm also happy is that, see, for example, right, 30% is already secured in your spot wallet for the month of October. So that means 30% of risk is already taken care, right? You see that? Because your capital of 30% is already recovered. Isn't that awesome? How you feel when your capital is already recovered, right? In just 1 month. Imagine if this month we do another 30%. That means 60% of your capital is already in your hand. Your risk is only 40%. Can you imagine? So the sooner your capital is recovered, you got no risk. So that means probably, right, from January, you might already recovered 100%. From January onwards, your $1,000 in JDXBOT is actually risk-free because you already take back all your capital. Can you just imagine thinking in this way? All right, because or else, just imagine if you put your money into a platform and your capital is still there and you have not recovered yet. Compared to here, you roughly know that, oh, I've already recovered, and actually, I can tangibly take that money because it's in my spot wallet, right? Can you see the beauty of it? So this is not easy, guys. That's why I'm telling you that the subscription fees may go up next year, because the role that we are playing here is not easy, and our subscription fees is the cheapest in the industry. You can't find this fees anywhere else. All right. So, but nevertheless, this is the value that the proposition and the value that makes JD WealthMaker, right? JDXBOT, JDXCopyMaster different, guys. For someone like me to so-called to take the responsibility, it is too intense. The easiest thing to do is not to take any responsibility, right? That is the easiest, right? You know, run a company which is anonymous. No one knows who actually handling it. Now, let me ask you something, right? JDXCopyMaster, why it is private? Why it is not public? It is private because I can communicate with every one of you in the Telegram group. Now, if I really want to make money, I would have made it public, and I would have hundreds of people or thousands of people probably joining JDXCopyMaster. I would have made more money than managing, maybe now we got 21 partners. That's all. Can you get me now? But the problem is that, can I communicate in this manner when it is public? I don't know who the people are there. I don't know. You see, so by making it private, I have a personal touch. I can communicate. I can relate. I can provide all the information. If you are in the group, if you are not in the group, I can't do much either, right? So just imagine, guys, if you are now doing a copy trading with someone else in BitGet, will they actually do what I'm doing? That's the question. Do you know who are the people behind it? I think you don't know. If your position is at risk, will they communicate with you? I don't think so. So just imagine that. Okay, that is something that I just have to let you guys know so that you can compare. Because I don't know, some of you probably have done a copy trade with others, right? Because you might be seeing that they are showing you they make few thousands in profit and you want to try it out. All right, why don't you try it out and see what happens, right? It will be good to know that. Okay, because it is too intense, okay? Sometimes I have to be awake, all right, because market is actually active during the US hours. I have to be awake. I communicate with you 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, putting the information that those are my hours that I've sacrificed from sleeping. Please understand that, okay? So that's why it's not easy, guys, to go through this for 2 years, right? It's not easy, but it is rewarding when I see people are making money. Wow, isn't that our mandate, our vision, right? Empowering the ordinary people to generate. Wow, if my people can make their capital in the next 3 to 4 months, I'm the most happiest person. Where can you find a money printing machine such as JDXBOT? Can you see that? So God is good, guys, okay? God is good. So it's a gift, okay? Sometimes this relationship, this partnership is a gift of God. So I thank God for each and every one of you. Do pray for me. Do pray for the company. Do pray for our technical team. Because this is a gift of God to the community. Okay? All right. Yes, Sunny, please unmute yourself. Let's take one more, okay, before we end the meeting today. Yes, Sunny.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody.
Hi, good day to you.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here today again.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, Doctor. And thank you to my leader, Obong Professor.
Awesome.
Moses. I've had an experience and which I want to be clarified. You're talking about auto top-up. So what happened if after, for instance, your investment is $100, and then you have $100 on your
Spot wallet
top up account, on your spot account as the backup. So what happened? Like what just happened within the week that the initial investment has been used, and then the top up also start. So what happened if the system is running and the top up amount is also used, and you don't have another money in your account? What will happen in that situation?
It depends, okay? It depends. If you follow that $100 concept, I don't see there is any major risk to the position. So because you see, all right, whenever an auto top-up takes place according to the requirement that I've set, the estimate liquidation price will be pushed further away.
Okay.
It is almost impossible to get liquidated by right. If the partners actually follow the requirement, okay? Because if you follow the $100, then your auto top-up will take place at least twice. So that means that your estimate liquidation will be pushed even further away. But nevertheless, I am also always requesting for the screenshot to be shared in the group. Why? Because I want to see the estimate liquidation of everyone who is copying. So those who are online, they will be actually putting the screenshot, because from there I will know what is the estimate liquidation. And sometimes you may even see that when I see the estimate liquidation is close, I will increase the hedging position to keep it further away. You see that? So I am doing my part here to safeguard the capital of our users as long as they follow my instruction. But the thing is that if I request them a screenshot and no one actually shared a screenshot, even I don't know what is happening with your position, right? So that is the reason why. So it is almost impossible actually to get liquidated. But if you only have $50 and your spot account only got $50, and you then do the auto top up. Now, please understand that although, yes, your liquidation can be further away, maybe let's say, for example, right, like what happened. Okay, so let's say, for example, right, recently, right, from 110,000, the market dropped to about $98, which is about 11,000. Now, 11,000 points, no one got liquidated. Even the one with a $50, as I show you my account, right? Because I have a test account here with a $50. My $50 reduces to $25 and auto top up another $50, and it is still standing up to today, never get liquidated. So if the $50 still not liquidated, that means that those with $100, $500, $1,000, their position also will not get liquidated. But please understand that is about 11,000 points. Now, if the market further drop by another 10 or 11, I can't guarantee that the $50 will still stand unless the user have extra fund. But for the $100, maybe it will still stand because they have another $50 available for the next top up. You see that? So it all depends on the number of top up. But if you ask me, based on my experience, it is almost rare for Bitcoin to move like 20, 30,000 in a day or two. It doesn't happen in that way. Normally it moves average, okay, 5 to 6,000, and then the correction will happen. We will close the position. But this time around, it went to around 11,000 because of the uncertainty of the tariff situation and so on. So we are holding. So now the question is, how long we will hold? We will hold until the entry price reaches, right? So if you look into the long position, the entry price at certain price. So we wait until the price goes there, or when I do the add order. So when I do the add order, I can bring the entry price closer to the current market price. But I don't want to do anything now because there is a risk that the price can go down. So if you move too fast and you use the wallet, if the price goes down, the wallet will be depleted. So we better wait patiently to see if the price start to go up. Then we will do the ambush to bring the price down, and then we will close it faster. So at the moment, right, all those who are in JDXBOT, JDCopyMaster, have to have patience because this is a real trading. All right, you need to have patience and wait until we close all the position. When we will close, we don't know because that depends on the market because we are doing real trading. So this is important. But nevertheless, please understand, when we close all the position, all the fund that is in your spot wallet, available balance will get back to you plus the profit. You will have more in your available balance compared to where you started before. Okay, but please be patient because we know what we are doing. So once you see all the profit, you need to readjust your fund again and then start all over again your copymaster with a new position. All right. So I hope I clearly, answer your questions and some of the concerns and the doubt that you have.
Yeah, please. Second concern. I understand you. I quite understand your explanation, but please, because I still feel, is it that the copymaster has been running for more than 2 weeks now without any position closed? Because I came in on the 24th, and ever since, it's still been running. And I'm afraid whether I did everything well or there is what I've not done well.
Yes. It is still been floating, I think, already 2 weeks. Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, good. That makes me feel at home.
Everyone's position is floating, not only yours. So nothing to worry.
Okay.
And that is,
okay.
Please come on, guys, understand, okay? See, when come to manual, how to say, I am a very adamant person. I don't like to close my position. I like to take profit and keep opening position. That is my style of trading. But the problem
I like that.
But the problem I have with the users is that they want me to close so that they can take profit. So that's the problem I have. So I also have to adjust my style. So that's the reason why I told you guys, right, that I will trade 5 days and I won't trade Saturday and Sunday. But unfortunately, if there is a floating position, I can't even close the position. So it will drag throughout the weekend. So please understand, this is a real trading, all right? So unfortunately, you are stuck with me, okay? So just get used to it, guys. Get used to it, okay? So when we close, okay, just wait, okay? Market, if you ask me, there is no way the market will not recover. We have seen this. That's why we choose the asset that we trade, Bitcoin and Ether. Why? These are stable assets. That means that every time it goes down, it goes up. Every time it goes up, it comes down. So there is a stable range of trading. We never choose the shit coins. Okay, we never choose the shit coins. We never choose the memes and so on because we know once it goes down, it never goes up. So that's why we only focus on either Bitcoin for JDXBOT, Bitcoin, USDT, and USDC. For JDXCopyMaster, only Bitcoin and Ether. Okay, so that's the reason why you will only see maximum 2 assets. So that's the reason why you can see currently, right, why we are not liquidated compared to the JDXCopyMaster 1.0. 1.0, most of you got liquidated because we traded about 4 or 5 assets. But JDXCopyMaster 2.0 that we just released is actually only 2 assets. So the lesser the asset, the higher probability that you can make more profit with less probability of getting liquidated. Okay, so that is the key. Okay, and the wallet management. That's why the wallet management is very important. Auto top up trigger is very critical in the event when the market is being manipulated or uncertainty. Okay, because please understand. Okay, 90% we can plan. Sorry, 80% we can plan. There are 20% which is beyond our control. Anything can happen in the market. All right, but if we are ready for the 20% before we even open the trade, you are a smart trader. But a lot of the trader, they don't even think about risk before they open a position. Okay, so this is where the problem starts. So that's why you can see when we open the position is only probably 1 or 2%. But 90% is available for us to do DCAs and so on, and also for the preparation if the market go against you, so we can still withstand because it is a cross margin. We don't do a isolation. We only trade cross margin because you have 90% of the fund to sustain, if the market go against you, right? So I hope that is clear, guys. So it's a good question, and I believe that this question will help so many people to understand, okay, how is this real trading is actually done. Okay? All right, Sunny, any other questions? So don't worry. If you see your position is floating, that means everyone's position is floating. Because this is a copy master. As I mentioned to you, what is a smart? We are using a smart mode. Smart mode means whatever you see is what happened everywhere else with everybody. Okay, because it is a smart mode. So if I open a position, it opens for everyone. If I add order, it add order for everyone. So that is what it meant by smart copy. Okay. All right. Thank you for the question. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. I hope this has been a a very beneficial, valuable session to each and every one of you. That's why always be part, okay, of AMA session, because AMA session is where you get this different part of my mind, okay, of my thoughts about the market. Most importantly, about the strategy, right? Because sometimes I won't be able to do this during the normal business presentation, but it all depends on your questions during the AMA session. The more intelligent questions you have, or the more questions you have to understand what is happening, the more answers you will get. Okay, so I think that is really awesome. Okay, guys, truly appreciate your time. I hope everyone will adhere to the instruction and do what is necessary. Okay, that is important. And JDXCopyMaster, JDXBOT, okay, those of you JDXBOT, get ready, okay? Do some adjustment with your fund, or do make sure you prepare your sub-account fund that is necessary, okay? Get ready for the 14. And also, if you are introducing to, new one, right? Tell them that we're going to start with 100. Those who have a small capital, they can already get started with JDXBOT, so they can already start to subscribe, okay? Buy the subscription, right? Because subscription doesn't change. All right, they can already start to buy the subscription, the strategy, and then they can start to get ready, right, to do the API binding. And then they only need to wait to do the funding until the 14th, right? So means on the 15th, they can already start to fund their account and get their JDXBOT started. So you have about a week time, right? A week time to start to get ready, get the subscription going, and so on, okay? All right, and saying that, okay, please understand there is a 30%, right, referral commission, 20% from level 1 and 10% from level 2 for JDXBOT. So do take advantage of that. If you are basically introducing, to your friends, to someone that is new, take advantage of that commission, okay, that you have. And also remember that commission can be withdrawn almost immediately. You don't need to wait. All right. The moment the fund is in your wallet, in your back office JDXBOT, you can withdraw. All right. That amount in USDT will be immediately reflected in your wallet because no approval is required. So you can then start to use the fund for JDXCopyMaster, or you want to top up your sub account, you can do that. All right. So you can do that because that money is there for you. Okay. All right, guys. With that, thank you so much. God bless each and every one of you. We will catch up next week, Tuesday, okay, for the business presentation. I think the slide will be amended to reflect the new requirements that I've spoken to you. Okay. All right. So with that, God bless you all. Okay. Take care, guys. All right. Look forward for the recording later on, a few hours time. It will be in the group, and also make sure you are part of our JDXBOT YouTube channel so that you get the update of any new video that we are posting and so on. Okay. All right. God bless you all. Take care.